VIP cohort signing in today. What we're going to go after is something that we got to get more psyched up about. Because sometimes we don't get nearly enough of ourselves aware. And the point is, we got to get more happy. We cannot be lowly in the dumps because life is giving us a hardball. You got to smile. You got to go out there, give some warmth, give a little hand shrug. Like, I don't know, maybe not. Or like, yeah, I got it. Some more functionality of form. We gotta know how to speak, give a speech, be like, "'Tis it be by light of this early dawn, that this day we shall seize as our own. No guarantees, but it is ours, for today is the only day that you will know the first step that many forget, and that is payment gateway. Embark on this esoteric journey with yours truly, Phil, also known as Phil Tim Vanguard. Let's conduct ourselves." So you see, giving it that story worthiness, get that smile going, style it up, like be like this, like, you gotta play around with it. You gotta take the tonality. You can't be like, "I'm watching you," or you just be like, "How well does that work? That looks ridiculous." And you're right. We got to get more happy. We got to get more jumpy, like, woohoo, yeah. Dancing the screen, like, do, 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 You got to do that. You can't be standing there as a bump on a log. We got to get a little happy. We got to speak on things that are just so important to us. If someone asked me, what would I do if I lost everything tomorrow? I would go out on the streets. I would do this. You need a payment gateway. You need a payment gateway. You need a payment gateway. You want to make money? Screw that. Set up a payment gateway first, so then you can make money. That's what I'll be. I'll be on that street like, you need a payment gateway. You need a payment gateway. These guys panhandling. They don't know what they're doing. Let me just get a little bit of funds. Say, hey, I need you to deposit in me so I can get a Square touch and tap so I can make money. If I ever had to do panhandling, that would be like my first step. So I can be like, hey, touch here. Support the LLC that I want to do, and I can get you a payment gateway. Payment gateway, payment gateway, payment gateway, payment gateway. That'd be me. I would be singing a payment gateway song. Oh, payment gateway, payment gateway, payment gateway with a few more steps. Payment gateway, payment gateway. Without it, you don't start a business. And I'm a horrible singer. Woohoo! Yeah. You see, you gotta have it. Don't put that as me as going to do Saturday Night Live. That would be hilarious. Or some like singing audition. No, I'm not doing that. What I'm trying to say is you got to make it funny. You got to make it memorable. Song is memorable. Great. And I would just say this. If you ain't happy about what you're doing, you got to make yourself happy. If you can make yourself happy in anything you're doing, even if it sucks, you have a superpower. Simple as that. If I was sad and I'm like, man, my life ain't working. The AI's taking over all my things and I have no opportunity. So does that mean that I sleep in my bed all day and not do things? I've done that before. It was really depressing. I don't want to do that again. I want to win. Being depressed comes from the idea of this. You have no ability to do the things that you want to do and be self-sufficient. All of us want self-reliance, don't we? We want to be kind of our own person. When we have to rely on something else, it's because, well, A, it's taken away from the thing that we want to focus on, and B, why should we? If we want to give it away and let someone else do it, cool, delegate it. There's a lot of complexities. Yet if you want to live the life that you want, self-reliance, having that power of reading, doing things, and improving yourself, and without the nitpickers, naysayers, and giving you a depressive, grim, dark view of this world, listen to them. Or smile at it, be like, man, well, you might have some points. Yeah, I'm not going to live like that. I'm going to remove that environment and live the life I want. And that's what you should do. For me. You got to change your tone. You got to play around with it. And the one thing I would say, you got to love your voice. Even if I suck right now, you got to love it. You got to have laughter. You got to have jokes. You know, you don't want to be just stumped. Some points where you're like in the memory recollection, and sometimes it ends abruptly. Who cares? Make something anyway, so you can just go after it. There's going to be some good videos. There's going to be some bad videos. There's going to be videos where you're just be like, what did I do? You know, that's what's going to go. And you just got to do it. You got to improv a little bit too. And keep it real. People want more raw stuff. Don't take that the wrong way. They want more unfiltered, more genuine content. That's just like, go out there and just say what you need to say. All too often, we put tapes over our mouths and we're just like, we're just here doing our thing. It's a job. It's a job. If you're going to work and you're just like, it's a job and I just make it 9 to 5, make money, and you ain't working the weekends to get out of it at some point, what the heck are you doing with your life? You live in an era where we got technology stuff. If you don't have that and you just get to watch this one time, okay. I'm wrong. I'm definitely wrong. I understand. I wish you all the best. Find the technology you need and implement. And use internet as best you possibly can. But for most of the world, if that's not the case and you're just having your phone and you're doing your thing, go in there, utilize it, create things. It does not mean that it has to be $1 million success. Don't be envious of others that have their $1 million success. And honestly, when I look on Pinterest and see all this guru stuff, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, all this, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, are you for real? How to make $10,000 a day? How to make $20,000 a day? How to make $23,897 a day? Why not use that and just be your specific goal in mind? Look, I don't mind their pricing if they want to put that as their price. Hey, since I can make you that much, let me just charge you that for 1 month and then you go make it. And then you never get it. How's that deal sound? Sounds really bad. It's to wake you up. Don't do that. Don't fall for the guru stuff. Go for the long form. Go after the things that teach. Use Gemini inside of the YouTube. Get the summary. Stop consuming as heavily. If you want to consume, go to video game content and just chill and watch whatever. Don't get stuck in the repetitive grind and the addiction. And here's the thing. It's going to get worse. The algorithm's that good. The more that you give that little ounce of attention, it will be like, whoosh, you gotcha. Yep, no. Don't be playing it. The best thing to do is don't be the fisherman. Be the director, the sailor. Sail the ship. Let the AI be the fisher. It's the best fisher. You are not the best fisher. You get unfocused and start looking off at the waves. Hi, ya, da, da, da. As the large language model, it's focused. It does not do anything. It's like a robot. It's just sitting there. It is a robot, but yeah, it's just there. Follows this and bam, grabs what it needs. Don't be out there fishing when the algorithm's that good and you'll go overboard. No. If you want to go overboard because you like the content, yippee, go for it. But no. Sail the ship. Create. That's the final part. You can be the guide, the builder, the teacher, and then the final part is creator. You can't be the almighty creator, but you can be a creator of something more. Add something of value. Do something where you can educate, maybe even entertain at points. Figure out how would I put it? How would you put it in the regards of how you resonate with something? Bingo. You gotta feel it deeply in your heart. Like, deeply. Like, you cannot just go to bed and not say something about this. Each time now I'm at work, I'm always thinking in regards that this is the thing. Like, the payment gateway is that thing. My mind is just that. If I went to a business guru who's selling me their course, I'm like, where's the payment gateway? That's mine gonna be the hammer in there. I'm like, payment gateway, payment. All my other steps, forget it. Give me that. I can handle the rest. How do we get paid? You can't get paid off hope. There has to be a door that which currency can enter. The exchange, the result, has to come through there. There is no other way. The reason that we get stuck is because we're getting fed all this nonsense rather than what actually builds the thing. The operator. You must go build the thing that allows the funds to go through, and then you can do all the amazing things out there. And then you can do the marketing, you can do lead gen, you can do all these things. Heck, if you have the payment gateway, and then you can show that it works, test batch, get the small things, then you're winning. And winning is good. Don't buy into this regard of being a loser. Losing has in it a failure that will never arise to the greatness that it must. Even if it never reaches that greatness, your mind is always striving for that greatness going forth. And I implore people, you must taste greatness once. The reason that people go off the trail is because they never tasted what it is at the top. In my youth, my father owns pharmacists. Well, he has pharmacists under him. He owns pharmacies. My word choice. And it allowed me to see something of that business. It gave me a drive to go after something. He never taught me the cogs of it, but observing how he did it ignited that in me. Seeing how he got things. Seeing where he got more. That's the taste that I can never forget. I would run the world to know that. He never taught it, but me watching him have that, it gave it a taste that I can never forget. I would run this world over and over because I know that. And it's not, some teachings and gurus will be like, well, your craving is now controlling you. Okay. Sure. Alexander the Great tamed a great steed, Bucephalus. No others could tame. He watched greatness happen. And if you watch that, your appetite raises to that level. It's not like a get out of jail free card. No, we are accountable for our actions and responsibilities and so forth. But dang, it fuels you. You have to have this unbelievable sense of delusion and drive. And not just loving the passion. Passion can get involved in it, but it is not the mandatory. The mandatory is the work, the reps, the things that you see, that the inner workings of this machine make all other things possible. If you have the ability to create a machine, excuse me, that can change the world, and you don't have a means of where people can purchase in to give you funds and to pre-order those items so they can implement it And then they can go get government funding or go to these venture capitalists or angel investors and bring a pool of capital to you. Now you may be saying, well, I don't want that. Fine. Generate it through the customer base. Whatever the thing is, what I'm going at is this. If you have no means of payment entry, there's no business at all. It's just an expensive hobby. And the thing about a payment gateway that's so crazy right now, nobody's aware, because it used to be easy back in the day. You write a check, you give cash. There was counterfeiters, yes, but the simplicity and ease of the exchange is what allowed the business to move forward. Nowadays, you got so many payment processors on the internet and code and all these other things that go into the center, and they won't tell you this. It is harder for somebody to do that now. Now, the internet makes it easier with the new language models that we have in AI and so forth too. It's not all cut cards. Yet you must understand that it has advanced. It has evolved from just simple ease to you have to understand how the machine works. You can do tap and swipe, and then you put in the PIN and so forth for your card. Cool. And account routings and so forth. Yeah, the banking stuff is still mostly the same. What I'm saying is it's evolved into so many ways of setting up payment gateways, links and code bases, websites, and so forth, and cybersecurity stuff, that you're now having to learn a whole big ecosystem, what used to be just ease. It's not bad. I just want to wake you guys up. People are asleep, and the evil is that it's nameless to most, and it needs to be aware. The greatest people who will arise will understand that a payment gateway should come first, and anything after is great. I want this to be in anybody's mind. If you hate me, okay, go for it. Hate me. Please have a payment gateway. Please, for the love of everything that I hold dear, have a payment gateway. Understand how the inner workings work, the compliances, all these types of things, so you are inevitable. So when you raise yourself to the top, somebody that's not sneezy comes into a deal and takes it away from you because you don't understand how funds work and how documents and agreements and all these things work. The payment gateway, and then the laws and accounting. You want to know these types of things. You don't have to be a flippin' master at it. You have a large language model that can handle a lot of the brute work, but you want to understand the repertoire in there. You want to be able to look at a sheet of paper and say, okay, this is what this looks like. This is what it looks like, and I can see these things connecting. And by doing that, you create something marvelous. My rant is going on, but the love for this is deeply rooted. I love a payment gateway so much. And it's not my first choice. It wasn't like me in college and I'm just like, yeah, payment gateway. No, it came after failure. When I saw why things weren't working, and that was like the main thing. I didn't understand how to set things up, how to put things together. And that was the first step that came along, was payment gateway. Now, sales and marketing is very important. I am not the master of sales and marketing. By no means. I can recommend you off to some great sales and marketing people and their books. Take a look at them. Implement what they got. The only thing I'll tell you about sales, and this is my ethos, I call it merchant night. Simply put, I got tired of guru, all this, I keep saying guru, but it's just so annoying. People talking like they know it all, but they actually don't know anything. And it's just ridiculous. The thing that I'm built with the merchant night, I wanted real products, resources that someone can attain. You're exchanging something tangible, something of products, goods, services, resources, requirements, yada, yada. Wanted something that's concrete, not Ponzi. Once you understand how criminals act and how they create things and they don't honor good business practices, yeah, you want to be a merchant that's exchanging in good faith. Bam. Then night, honoring virtue. When someone has a no, ask questions, step away. Don't act with desperation. Desperation is like one of the most greatest killers in the deal flow ever. Just understand how to answer the right questions. Understand, seems like you respect your wife dearly. This is just me spouting off the top of my head. Well, does the problem affect her as well? Yeah, it does. So how likely would she be opposed after reviewing that you made the call and commitment today? And if it's really bad of a chew out on that, we'll rip it up if you call me, and then we'll go from there. Something of that nature. Fair enough? Boom, that's how you do it. Smile, shake hands, and don't let the persona mask take over too much. That's one thing I found deeply. You don't want to be too numb. If you're too numb, you're just like, yeah. Doing perfect. How's the weather? Da-da-da-da-da. Hey, how you doing today? Have a great day, my friend. Have a good one. Yeah, take care. Likewise. It's a wonderful day to you. Howdy. Take care. Do you see what's happening? I'm becoming a nuance, a dum-dum, less report, less deep conversation. It's all just shallow bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you. It's all shallow. If I had my days, I would be like, hey, philosophy-wise, look. The Buddha said he would shout with arrows and he turned it to flowers. Now, that was my greatest line in there. And I'm like, I was like, yo, that's what I need to do with my life, man. Get shot with arrows, turn them to flowers. I'm like, that was my like aha moment. Because a lot of the times when you're deep in your thoughts, you just start beating yourself up because you're like, I didn't do this right. Bad, Phil. Bad. You didn't do this right. Like BS. That's how it goes. You're just like, it's beating yourself up. I mean, you're the greatest enemy within. And then when you start identifying the enemies outside of you, then you have mastery over your world, the internal and external, and then you start creating the life that you want. And this is where gurus fail. You must master your internal and external world, the metaphysical and the empirical. Think in both regards and bring together. Why is it that we always need to separate things and by dogma, doctrine, only the internal world? Or if someone goes only external world, that they somehow, one becomes evil and one becomes good, yada, yada, yada. Where's the one that uses both to create the world that's needed? Come on about that world. Take all the parts and find what's esoteric and bring something of your own joy. This is what we're living for, to be creators, not to bring out regurgitated content, not regurgitated fighting over dumb stuff. We want deep conversations, deep questions, deep things that just resonate. And I say resonate with profound love, the choice in that. We go after it. That's the love for it. Discipline, motivation. When one goes, the other kicks in. When the other goes away, the habits kicked in. And then when the habits go, you sleep. And then you go back and you go hard again and again and again. And then you know what happens? You come to a point where the words can't be read anymore. The images don't click and you walk away. You take off the load and you walk somewhere and then you're like, Then the battle's only with you. The battle's only with you. Again, stop stressing what others have. Just stress on you. You can make that funds real quick. And the regards, when people have more funds, they want to spend more. Yippee! The only issue that we have is if you get all these funds and you don't want to spend, you just want to hoard. I'm not against having a savings vehicle where you have it on hand to maneuver it when the time's right. No, I'm not opposed to that. What I'm opposed to is just someone hoarding. Hoard the money under the bed. We gotta hoard. What the flip is hoarding gonna do when Firstly, they took us off the gold standard, inflation, all these other things. What the flip is that you want to just save? What you're required to do today is move to an asset class and understand the 4 key areas: savings, sales, securities as in investments, and silver. Silver being the tools that you use to utilize to get those type of things, and all work in unison. When one is missing, you need to maneuver which ones you got to give more into that area. That's all. But if you only focus on one area but not the others, you're going to have an unfulfilled life. And that is not living a good life. The internal and external must come together. If you don't, and it's out of your control, I understand. Sometimes you're not meant to get there. But because I say that, don't let it be the finish mark. That's like, oh, Phil just gives me the free pass to stop. No. Keep fighting till that end. The taste that I have, even if I don't make it there, I will keep fighting again and again and again. I will be proud of those younger, older than me who get more. And this is to myself and to others who need to listen to this. Be proud and support those who are doing the progress to get the things that they need. And we need to cut out the BS and get to the facts. Simple as that. Work on our offers. Sounds so flippin' on point that we're great. So I'm signing off here to my VIP cohort. Remember, think of yourself as a customer. The lens is everything. Put a smile on your face like this. Give a little charisma, you know. Don't be a stump on the log. Get a little into it. Move in, lean a little out. Go in, weave, bob, whatever you want to do. Just so long as it doesn't affect the other person from talking to you. Don't be a weirdo. All right, I'm signing off. Have a great one, guys.